Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Siege in 60 podcast. No doubt going to be the most hype one of the bunch, as we have got our two Berlin major winners sat here alongside me. It's LeonGids Giddens, and Tom, Deapek. How do you say your last name, Deapek? Pixma. Do you ever call him Tom, by the way, Leon, or is it always Deapek?
It's always
Biggie T.
It's all Biggie T.
Always
Biggie T.
Or just Biggie.
Yeah.
Or just Biggie.
Yeah.
I think Biggie might have to be the thing I start calling you as well now as we start getting into the stage. And I'll just be like, damn, this guy's big. Look at him. No doubt. We'll see how things ride. Anyway, welcome, guys, once again to our third return episode of Siege in 60. This is a podcast where we aim to get everything done inside 60 minutes and fail spectacularly every single time. All of them average about 90 minutes so far. But I think at this point, we'll just turn that 6 upside down. And we're pretty much still on brand. So, gents, I think it's pretty fair to say that we have a lot to unpack today. And I want to start back with, before we talk about the major and go into the result and all the rest of it, there's loads we can talk about around that. I want to start with the formation of the current rogue roster that we're in. Because looking back at stage 1, you guys finished in 6th place. Things looking pretty rough. You were really close to making the major, and then you shit the bed in the last 3 games of the stage and things don't work out your way. You then come into stage 2 and make a change. You get rid of Rips and bring in Spoit. Talk us through that change first and foremost. I'll come to you first on this one, Leon. Don't worry, Tom. I'll give you a chance to speak as well. But coming to you first, Leon. Why Spoit? Why the change in the first place?
Well, as a team, we felt like us four, obviously being me, Deapek, Cryan, and Kanto. I forgot for a sec. We felt like, we were all quite close to each other, always trying to play games and that with each other. But it just felt like Rips was kind of there out to the side. He was already underperforming a little bit as well. He just kind of kept to himself. And we obviously, we're lacking some fragging power alongside Cryan. People weren't in the right roles that we felt like they should have been in and stuff. So, I spoke to Tristan for a while, trying to figure out who's the best option and stuff. And we obviously knew Spoit was turning 18 soon. It was a bit of a risk, but we spent a good month talking about it to the whole team before finally messaging him about it. And yeah, so it was just Tristan, really. It was just Tristan trying to just begging to get him in.
Yeah, true.
Was that literally his job, just to beg?
Yeah.
The thing was, I played Rips roles already, kinda, but not at that degree where I was that heavy of a support. So for me, it was kind of new as well to play his role. But I had to get used to it, and I was kind of skeptic about it because I'm used to first entry, second entry flex. That's what I played on Gamma Gaming as well. So it was a challenge for me as well, but I struggled a bit in the beginning, I think. But in the end, I trusted the team fully on this change, and it worked out really good.
I was a cynic when they told me they were moving you playing back to a flex support role, but we'll come on to the greatest Echo player that walks the planet in a little while. Back on Spoit for a second, right? There's a lot of 18-year-old players that have come into the top circuit now around the world as well, whether it's Volts in LATAM, Nuas in NA. You got players like Good Boy and Mephi over in APAC North. Obviously, we've got Spoit, Benja, for example, here in EU. What is he like as a player to work with? Because I think many look at those especially in the old guard. Leon, I probably would say he's in the old guard, but he doesn't carry this attitude. Many look at these young players that come in and just go, they haven't got any comp experience. Their attitude's going to be a problem. They'll be hard to work with. How have you found him, not so much as a player, because we all know that he can play the game well, right? But as a human to team with as well. How have you found his experience so far?
Yeah. I really don't want to say this word because we really memed on him, but he's really mature for his age. Does
he not like being called mature?
No, so basically, when he first joined the team, he was like, guys, I'm really mature for my age. And ever since then, we just took the piss out of him.
That's classic team shit behavior, that. I love it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, he was really open to learning. I think the way we handled approaching him with obviously getting him in the team helped a lot. Yeah, he's really open to criticism. He's open to listening, open to learning. And I think, he
seems really humble from the outside. And obviously, we went for dinner, for example, all in Berlin together. I thought he was a really humble, chilled out guy for his age.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes still a bit stubborn. He peeked something. I said, if you did it one more time, I'm gonna punch you when I'm sitting next to him. And he's like, I know. I'm sorry.
So in your team order, who is he sat next to on either side of him?
He's between me and Biggie.
Oh, I was gonna say. So thank God it's
Yeah.
not crying, because crying would just step
No,
across and just wring his
We're
neck if
doing
he did it one
order
more
of
time.
maturity.
Order of maturity. So
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
order from like low to high, or
Kanto is the most immature, and then Deepek's the most
oh really?
mature.
Because see, everyone
Yeah.
probably looks at Kanto and thinks, oh, he's really quiet, he's quite shy, he must be quite sensible. No.
He's unbearable. Really, like we were sitting there. I think it was stage 1. Like we're just about to play BDS or Secret. I remember it was Skyscraper, and he's just sitting there going in the warm up, Geisha Hatch, and he was like, it's just that. It was like, so it sounds stupid to you guys, but to me and Cry, we're sitting there trying to play. We're sitting there trying to play, right? And we're trying to call, and he's just sitting there going, Geisha Hatch, Geisha Hatch, Geisha Hatch, constantly. And Crying was tilted before the game, like full on. It was so funny.
And we talk about the strong mental in Rogue as well. Unbelievable. And I guess coming to you, Deapek, you both see this as well, so you can both chip in here, but I'll come to you for this one as well, Deapek. The impression that I think many also see from the outside is Crying and Spoit have really paired up as a good pairing, right? It seems very much like a older brother, younger brother, that sort of vibe between the two of them. Almost like Crying's taking him under his wing a little bit to make sure that he's a good lad for the team. Is it like that on the inside, or is it more of a big, wide team effort?
I think like within the team, everyone has like a good connection with everyone. I mean, on the outside, it looks like Spoiled and Crying. They have like the older brother kind of vibes, and they go to the gym. I mean, I go with them as well, but like they're just both man-child. Like Crying is still 18, so like they both have the same mindsets. And it's so dumb. Like I look at them as like, what are you guys doing all the time? I mean, like me and Leon, or like Leon and Tristan also has like good bonding with each other. It's like good, and like me and Kanto.
I mean,
like this.
I can only imagine what Leon and Tristan like together. I've probably spent probably about an hour total in their company. They are unbearable. Do you want to share any of the hijinks from the hotel at the Major, Leon?
Oh, I don't think it's even only the hotel. You can kind of go on for like hours. Like,
I heard some of the bullshit that went down, so you may as well share it now. Come on, give us a few stories.
Well, one of them was we were just sitting there, like just talking, and we're like, "Oh, we got to do something." It's the first night in Berlin. I just grabbed the phone. I ring Deapek and Spoit's room because they're the ones paired together. And I ring and I'm sitting there going like, "Hello, you've been charged for a Pepsi. You need to come down to reception if it's not if you didn't do this transaction." And then me and Tristan are sitting there looking through the peephole of the door, and we just see Spoit and Deapek go past. And we see him go down. We see him at the stairs. He was there for about 10 minutes talking to the reception.
And they
They
had no idea what was going on at reception.
Yeah. They come back up, we tell them, we have a laugh. We go in their room, and then I call Crying and Kanto as well, and they did the same thing.
That's a good way to put your teammates on edge for the entire Major, right? Keep them on their toes, right? Captain Leon?
Yeah, I mean, me and Tristan are like, I don't even know, like, we're just the worst pairing ever. Like, it's just like, even like at boot camp before he came, I was just chill. As soon as he came, I was just like the most incel person. I just don't know what happens when I'm around him.
I can't tell if he's an analyst or a jester at this point for the team. It feels like a good mix of both. But talk us through stage 2. Let's go back a little bit more and go back towards stage 2 then. So you guys obviously come in, you've got the new young hot prospects on the block. Things are going well. It gets towards those last 3 games of the stage. Things look a little bit shaky for a short time. I'm nervous that if you guys are going to make it, given there's 5 or 6 teams all scrapping for those top 4 spots. Did you guys have any doubt at any point in there? And I can guarantee your answer's going to be no. Never once doubted we get there, of course. But were there any kind of moments where there's a bit of friction, a bit of tension in the team as you guys were worried about not making it, or?
I'll start.
Please do. Please do.
It was against Pones.
Oh,
like Crying say it.
Pounds, as Crying says. But like,
pounds.
I don't know what happened with Crying that day. We like everything was fine. The warm up was good. We get into the game. He's just instantly pissed off. I don't know what's happened or anything. I think like he just sits there in the game like we get like 5 rounds in, and he's just starts arguing with me. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what's happening here? Me calls a timeout, sorts him out. He sorts himself out as well. But like that was probably like the one time when we were like, I can't remember what the score was against Pones. Like at the start, but
8-7 you guys lost, didn't you, in the end? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it was like 4-2 or 5-2 down, and I was like, "Fuck's sake, we might not actually win this game, and we have to win another one."
Ugh. That was the real kicker. Any kind of jump out to you, Deapek, and moments of friction throughout the stage?
No, I don't think we had any other. I mean, even when we're like 5-1 down or like 5-2, there's nothing. Like we just go on, go on, go on. I think we even get more motivated when we're down. So it's weird. And then we win it.
You've had some games that you've won from behind and others that you've thrown from quite far in front, like the first game of the stage, right?
I think we
up 6-3, lost 8-6.
Yeah, it's Eminem.
Kicker. And then what happened after stage 2? Because obviously you guys qualified, you finished second just behind Wolves. I think many people looked at your two teams and said, okay, actually there's a somewhat similarity in playstyle here where it is all about team execution, just overwhelming the enemy team, and many thought it'd be Wolves coming out the top at the major. Obviously, we don't know that to be the case now, or we know that not to be the case now. Going into the majors, you guys boot camp, what was the focus that you guys had going into it? How did you get ready for what turned out to be the biggest tournament of your lives?
I think there was our second bootcamp after the EOL stage 2. Our first bootcamp was mainly focused on like team bonding because Spoy just joined, and it was
that
like
the one with the jacuzzi?
Yeah, I mean we went to the jacuzzi twice, so
yeah, we were back at that same one.
Yeah,
I thought you were there like every single day, giving all pictures of Soul coming out.
It was so good. I mean, it was just focused on team bonding. We did scrim every day, but like not as much as second bootcamp. Second bootcamp was mainly focused on performance. So we did double scrims. Bernie was there as well every day, so we can talk with her about things. Yeah, I mean, we still use the Schmeichels. That's the jacuzzi called every day.
That's where it came from, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
People have been asking about that constantly on Twitter, and everyone keeps on relinking the original tweet talking about it. Do you want to clarify for a second, Leon, so it's on air as well? What is the Michael call, and when does it get used?
Yeah. Well, the Michael call out, people might know us from like Pen to G2 as hamburger. Basically, you know, if a lot of things are happening in the round, say for example, we get an entry pick and they get a pick, or we get a couple picks, and a lot of things are going on, I'll say Michael or Deapek or anyone on the team can say it. And it just basically tells everyone, all right, we need to slow down, hold an angle for them to push, not for their peak. That's very important. And then let me reassess what we're going to do for the round.
Well, waiting for the push means basically not holding a doorway and waiting for them to swing you first.
So basically, like, say if there's a doorway, you're not holding into the door, you hold when they swing out of the door.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
What happens when there's a moment of, like, friction there? When someone goes, no, I've got a good chance here to make a play happen. And I think we saw this actually in your comms video, right? Where someone still wanted to push. I forget who it was.
Yeah, well, if we call on Michael and you can't do it, or you see an opportunity, we say Schmeeples. That's Meepy's... It's Meepy's new nickname. Tristan made it up.
Brilliant.
I don't even know what happened. Tristan was in the toilet. No, not Tristan, sorry. Meepy was in the toilet for like ages at boot camp. And Tristan's just walking around going, Meeples. He's going, Meeples. Just doing that. He sounded like he was like trying to find his dog. So we just started calling Meepy that, and obviously we just added like SH to everything.
Schmeeples.
So now we just call him Schmeeples.
Well, I'm glad that it's a call that... I don't think any of the team's going to use Schmeeples as a call, but if they do, you know exactly where it's come from, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, we don't even use it that much, because, like, it's like, if you're in a situation like that, like, when is it? Like, I had it once, and I forgot to use it. I was like, and Meepy flamed me for, I was like, okay, my bad.
So how dare you forget to use Meepy's name?
Yeah. It's like, yeah. I mean, what was Bublé then? What do we use that for?
Yeah, we got a new call that we made at the major called Bublé. So basically,
I saw you tweet about this the other day, actually. Yeah, go on.
If you see an opportunity, and it's one of those opportunities where you can't call that you've got to go, but you've got to take that opportunity, you just say Bublé, and then you just do it.
You've got to go, but you can't call it. What does that even mean?
Like, instead of saying, say if you're on a drone, and say, I'll use a common example. You're on Clubhouse, open the office edge, and you drone office, you see office is clear. You don't want to sit there going, guys, we can take office, office is clear. Instead of saying also like, oh, I'm going to take office, you go Bublé, and you just go.
Do you even get any indication of where you're going to Bublé?
Whenever you see that opportunity.
You just take it, Bublé. Forget the details, boys. I'm going ham.
Yeah, and then let the team react off of that, really.
Love it. Is that anything you've experienced before, Deapek, like playing for Gamma or anything like that? Anything of that sort of variety? Or is this some real Leon Tristan special bullshit?
I mean, we had it, but the thing is, now as a team, we try to help the player doing that kind of play. Most of the time, like, if someone did it, he did it by himself. That's only difference.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, well, let's move on to Berlin a little bit now then as well. We've spoken about the prep, the build-up. Obviously, you guys made that roster change. We had stage 2 with what looked like a bit of a janky end, but you still made it into second place. Then we get into the group stage. Now, before we talk about the results there, what was your guys' thoughts when you got drawn against those 3 teams? It was Damwon Kia, Exa, and NIP. Were you all concerned? Did you feel confident going in? Did you felt you got better off than maybe some other teams did? What was your general perception?
Well, I was confused on the groups for about an hour.
Why?
Because they
got redrew, didn't they, or something like that?
Yeah, they dropped the groups on stream, and then they're like, "Oh no, it's these ones," and then they tweeted out the other group, and then they deleted it, re-uploaded it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we got like our actual group, I knew we were getting through in the bag. Like I already knew like Damwon is in the mud with their roster at the moment.
I think as we all saw their tweet looking for a new player yesterday, right?
Yeah, I mean I've heard a lot of things about like what they've been doing throughout the stage. I knew Nip was kind of like in the mud as well. I knew they weren't having a good time. And then yeah, obviously Exit. I just knew they were a good team. There's nothing else really. I just knew we'd be in that top 2.
I think many expected you and Exit to be the ones going through on that in their predictions at least as well. Maybe NIP with an outside chance. And there was the odd faithful Tim on Damwon Kia being able to eventually win the whole thing, which proved to be completely wrong, as we now know. So day 1, you came into groups, you stomped Damwon Kia and mostly crushed Exit as well on Bank and Oregon. Day 2, you completely choked, and day 3, you picked up 2 very narrow wins, but enough to get you out of the group stage. What happened? What the hell happened after day 1 for that bumpy ride to begin? And what's your, what was your take on what you had to get right from day 2 moving forwards?
Well, as most people know, the practice area wasn't optimal for most teams. So we had a kind of a weird schedules where we had to be up first game and then play in the afternoon, where we had like 5 hours in between. And I think on the first day, everyone took their rest, had something to eat, took a chill. But like the second day, we wanted when we lost, we like wanted to be better. So we went into our practice room. I think it was me, Spawn, and Crying. We played the games, but like we got way more tired after those games because like the room is so hot, and it was just so draining when we had to play the second game. There was no energy. It just like people were tired. The calls were not good at all. So we had to talk after day 2 and fix it for day 3, and I think it worked out.
What was your take, Leon?
Yeah, like trying to like compared to day 1, like trying to call and trying to just coordinate anything was completely out the window. It felt like everyone wasn't really in it. Like Deapek said, like call out wise, everything was getting called wrong. They were calling the wrong things, the wrong movements. And then also it was like people were quite quiet as well. Yeah, as Deapek said though, people were working too much on that day.
Yeah.
So the day after, at least for myself and Split, like we in between game 1 and 2, we had a nap, got some food afterwards, and then we was a lot more energized.
I believe you said after your last win of the group stage where you got yourself through, you said nap and a 5 guys is the way to go, right?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what we did.
That was good.
That's the carrying source from now on. It's a new ritual in the team. If ever you have a bad game, get off, go 5 guys, have a nap, come back, and Beast Mode Leon comes online.
Yeah. Oh, it was a good game as well against them.
It was unreal, mate. Unreal.
Yeah.
So groups, we make it through. It was a bit rough with the heat on day 1 especially, but things improved somewhat as the week went by. I'm not trying to say that there. I just felt in general day 1 I was also dying trying to cast in that heat, but day 2 and 3 at least improved with the use of fans. We then got through into playoffs, and I think we've got to talk about that first quarter especially. How fucking spectacular was that? G2 versus Rogue in front of an EU audience. I was just like, okay, now the audience is really fucking turned up, right? It was amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. I was hoping to play them later on in like the playoff bracket, but I mean, whatever.
If someone's got to knock them out, it's got to be you, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was only perfect for us to take them out, so.
How was it from your perspective as well? Because that's the first time you guys had sat down and played on that stage. It's a unique one that we haven't had before with the heights and all the rest of it. Both games went through to overtime, for example. It was a real EU classic between the pair of you. What was your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, I think on Bank, like Alamal was literally just having a life game. Like he dropped like 22 kills. I think if you just played like a regular game, then it would have been over in regulation. But Clubhouse was like, yeah, it was just back to back, like always taking rounds from each other.
I think he also popped off in Clubhouse. Not sure though.
He did. That was a live series, I'd call it, rather than a
Oh
live
my
game.
God.
Yeah, he was unreal across both. Really good.
Yeah,
Yep.
he wanted to win, bro.
Don't blame him. What about you, Deapek? How did you find that? Because I don't know. I haven't dug into your history here to go through every single event you've played at, but I imagine with Gamma there weren't too many LANs that you got to play at. What was it like being on a crowd in front of 1,500 people like that?
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're about to say you played at Benelux Finals. They don't count.
More nerves for Benelux. No. I wasn't. It was weird. I thought I was gonna be nervous, but like it felt so good. Like playing in front of a crowd, I was just in the zone. Like it's so weird that when you look at the monitor, like everything fades away. Like you hear people scream through the mics of other people, because like majority was G2 fan at the time when we played them.
Until you knocked them out, and then they all became Rogue fans to turncoats, right?
Yeah.
We knew. We said to each other like, guys, we have to win. These guys will be our fans if we win. They're gonna cheer for us.
And sure enough, they were. I mean, we had a meet and greet session on the Saturday afternoon, and everyone that came through were asking. They were wearing G2 jerseys, like, who are you rooting for? And they were like, Rogue. Every single person except one person said Rogue. I think there was like one person that was rooting for FaZe the next day or something ridiculous. So everyone was behind you quite naturally, right? The last European team. Of course, they're going to back you in that case.
Yeah, I think that helped us like a lot as well.
Yeah,
it was like insane. All the people screaming.
Yeah, just a bit. It's one thing that you see a lot of players that used to play before or have been at LANs previously. They'll say that's the one thing they really miss is being up on that stage, right? And I guess for you, Leon, you know, you've been in, 4 semi-finals now where you've been at live events like that. Obviously, we had Ally, which you went on to win, for example. Yeah. Is it a feeling that you've sorely missed as well?
Yeah, really reminiscent of Raleigh, actually, because I remember between map 2 and 3 against Exit, like, the crowd just started, like, cheering for me and shit, and it got me hyped up. And then I went on to, like, pop off that game. And
was that your like 10-1 game or something ridiculous in the first half? It was ludicrous.
And then like, in Raleigh against Empire in the semi-finals, I believe it was between map 1 and 2. We just won the first map. No, we lost the first map, and then we went into Coastline, and people were like hyping me up between the maps, and I now popped off on that as well. So there's gave me like good memories of that.
That's what you need, is just the crowd to be chanting your name going into a map, right?
Yeah,
I couldn't even believe it, bro. Like, the people screaming my name. What is happening? When I went to the toilet,
that was just me screaming Biggie T down the mic, mate.
That's only you.
There was a couple of moments that made you, I think, I screamed Biggie T in big clutch situations as well. I was like, look, it deserves it. The name has got to come out, right?
That was good.
Yeah. And talk to me about Exit then, because I won't lie, I was so heartbroken when you guys got absolutely slapped in map 1. 7-1 was it? I was just like, fuck, we're done. NA are going to get through to the final on EU turf. It's going to suck. What happened between game 1 and 2? I've heard a little bit about this. I want to hear it from your guys' side as well. What happened between game 1 and 2 to turn things back around?
Not much really happened.
Don't give me that. Something's got to happen. Like, who was the hero? Who was the leader who got you back on side?
So, like, obviously, everyone was a bit distraught. We got up, we huddled around, and we were just sitting there like, boys, don't worry about it. It's a warm-up map. You know, we like to give a good storyline. You know, we like to make it hard on ourselves. We don't want to make it easy.
We won't say that.
Yeah. It's like, we don't want to make it easy. We want a good game. So, and we just started, like, hyping each other up and stuff, and then, yeah, that was it really, and then just a chant, and then just back onto the game.
And straight back into it. I think it was I can't remember who it was I was speaking to, but someone had mentioned that between maps, like Cryan isn't normally a sort of person who steps up as a air quotes would be leader in a way, but he was quite like, boys, we're not losing this today, we're not letting it go. But by the sounds of it, the whole team was really on that wavelength, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the beginning it was like mainly Pascal, Cryan, because like I don't know, he was really not mad at us, but like. He didn't not want to lose. He was like so motivated. Like everyone's like, okay, let's fucking go then. Let's win this.
Yeah, he was the initiator, and then everyone else just came in like, you're fucking right. Let's do this. Like, forget about whatever happened. We've got to just play our game. And yeah, I mean, you'll see. There's like a little documentary coming out.
Oh, that's gonna be sick.
Yeah, there's a little documentary coming out that Rogue's doing.
Nice.
Like all the behind the scenes stuff.
I tell you what, it's perfect timing, really. They'd have been so upset if they'd come there to record this documentary and you got knocked out in groups.
I mean, we nearly did.
I tell you what, yeah, thank fuck you went the whole way. Jeez, that would have been a shit documentary otherwise.
I hope it's gonna show our lows as well, because like we were in a room just sitting there on our phones, just really not mad, but like talking about what we need to change for the next day. So
right, after day 2, that was, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So I hope they're gonna show it.
It'll show everything.
Awesome.
It'll be a good video.
Now, I really enjoy the transparency that you guys kind of have into your team, whether it's around talking about the fact that you had no scrims, no setups, all the rest of it, which we'll talk about in a bit, whether it's through to the comms videos, Leon, coming out of you that show essentially whole rounds from pretty recent games, because I think about 2 years ago, we had a few comms videos come out, but they were games from like 12 to 18 months ago. They were far from recent, and it was like, well, this is all well and good, but teams have changed by now a little bit. They were more kind of like out-of-date teams. Whereas seeing it as soon as like stage 2, I think it was your game against G2 where you can watch the whole like half an hour of comms from you guys. It's really, really insightful.
Yeah, I uploaded the BDS one yesterday too.
Oh, nice. I'll have to give that one a watch as well then. There we go.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I think, I don't think like uploading this stuff for us as a team is going to affect us. I don't see how comms, like, just think, like, I was thinking about it and I was talking to like Tristan, like, the comms of our team isn't going to make another team able to beat us or counter us, because it's how we play. It's, you know, everything changes when we play.
Do they want to hear you guys screaming Schmeeples and Buble and so on and so forth? They'll be like, what the fuck is going on?
And like, I think it's also a good insight, because I get a lot of messages at the moment about IGLing and stuff.
So from players that want to learn, or?
Yeah, all the time. I've got loads of messages, in DMs on Twitter or Discord, Instagram as well. Like, yeah, I get a lot of people talking about and asking about like if they can watch or like watch any videos.
Cool. When's Gids Academy starting then?
Maybe after I retire.
Yeah.
Or if I retire.
Hopefully a bit of a way out yet, mate, given it was your 25th birthday, was it recently?
23rd.
23rd. You're still
Come
so
on,
young,
I'm not
mate.
that old, Des. Come on.
Can't believe it. Honestly, mate, I'm just trying to pull people closer to me.
5 years ago, I was that 18-year-old prodigy, man. Come on.
You were.
Me and Kanto rocking the scene.
That's literally, mate, turning it upside down. But talk to me about Saturday night then. You guys have just got through to the grand final. What's the team environment like? Are some people more excited than others? Is there any nerves in the team? Like, what's the general feeling?
I don't think I was nervous this entire event. Like, I woke up, I was expecting not to be able to sleep.
Yeah, same.
Like, not being able to feel like shit in the morning. But no, I got in bed, I knocked out. I can't remember what I did for food or what we did together.
Club sandwich, mate.
Probably just ordered, just a club sandwich at the hotel.
They were pretty good.
They were amazing. And a cheesecake, of course.
Obviously the cheesecake, which we ordered far too much of when we went for steak.
Yeah.
Even you were trying to give it away.
I ate so much food that night, and I felt like awful as well. Oh, I know what I did. I went to the fucking pub. That pub thing in the Sony Center.
Saturday.
Oh yeah, the Lindenbrow, whatever it was called.
Yeah, I didn't drink, obviously. I didn't drink.
I messaged you.
I remember.
I messaged you. I said, guys, do not drink. I saw the feed of Liam. Do not drink, guys.
Yeah, obviously, I'd never drink before a game day.
No. To be fair, I think Crying popped up at some point. Spoit did as well, and there was no drinking. They were very good.
We just sat there, just talking to everyone, killing time and stuff, really, innit?
Yeah.
Frog has just popped up in chat, by the way, at Deapek. How did it feel to get scammed out of extra followers when Spoit uploaded the final round comms?
Oh my god. This guy, man. I always tell him, give me a shout out. You have so many followers. I carry you in games. I drone for you. Please, just one shout out.
He does owe you. The number of free kills you've gotten with those yokais is ridiculous.
And then he says, yeah, I will do it when Rogue does a video, because then I can give you a shout out. Okay. Then he does that message. I was like, okay, bro, let me do it. He doesn't say anything. He just uploaded it. And then he said, you want to steal my content? It's my content. You cannot do it. Okay, dude, go on. I don't care.
If those are the only arguments you have in the team about who gets to upload content when you just want a major, I'd say that's pretty good overall.
I mean, you know what Spite does after the game, like Saturday night, when we win? I go back to the hotel, and then we just sit there in the room. He watches back the VOD, and as he looks at, oh my god, I fucked this guy so hard, Luke. Then he shows it to me. And then we go to sleep, and that's it.
Ideal. Unreal.
Not bad.
So let's move then on to the final, the last day of the competition. That was probably, I think many have said it's the second best series we've ever had after SI 2018, because it's going to be hard to top that, I think, for probably ever as long as the game is around. But for it to be sat in second place is pretty unreal. All 5 maps, all the way to round 15. I sound like Tim saying the start of that, fucking hell. All the way to 15 in the last map as well. And Leon calls bar and stage as the site. Tom, what did you and the boys think in that moment? Do you think he'd lost his rocker or what?
I don't know, like, Leon, did you? I think we both like, should we go to bar? Because we want.
Yeah.
We both said
both did it together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm asking the wrong
going-
people. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I was sitting there going like guys, I'm trying to think of like what bomb site we should go to. I'm thinking bar, and yeah, he was like, yeah, I think we should go bar too. And everyone was like, yeah, let's go bar.
Did I pick Echo the first time? I don't remember.
I can't
on
remember.
bar.
I'd have the
like,
stats
oh,
somewhere,
let's
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try a different drone hole. I was just thinking in my head, where are the drone holes in this map? So I was like, oh wait, there's a drone hole on the other side of strip, and then I jumped out, spotted 3 of them. I said, I'm gonna tilt them. I'm gonna tilt them.
Didn't you? Yeah.
I said, guys, I'm gonna tilt them. I'm gonna jump out there. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how we got the first 2 picks.
Kanto got a wall bang on one of them, and then the other guy's on the window. I remember he told me.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was like, guys, please go back. Do not get killed. Just hide. I have echo drones. It was insane. And then even I think like 4 seconds before the round ended, like I started screaming. Leon stood up already.
I was already out of my chair.
Only for Brian to then whiff an entire match.
Yeah, I saw him. I was like, what? I was like, okay, I'm gonna stun him anyway. Like,
if you can't kill him, clearly you need help, old man.
Yeah.
But talk to me about a couple of those maps that are in the series before we wrap up how it all kind of ended, right? Border, 8-7 FaZe. Skyscraper, 8-7 FaZe. How much of a kicker was it to lose those 2 maps? Because it could have been a 3-0 otherwise, right?
Yeah, I was like, we should have won 3-0. Like, I think we, even going into the finals, like, we're gonna win 3-0. Like, no way. And then the Border 8-7, Skyscraper 8. I was like, oh my god, man. Because, like, them, we won, like, 7-4, 7-5 on their maps as well.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't even feel close playing that, to be honest. It was weird.
Yeah, the final round of Bank, I didn't even have my earphone in.
Bro, I had to
falling out.
I had to go to the toilet so bad. I didn't even hug you guys. I went to the toilet instantly.
Like, I was sitting there, like, one ear was just like this on the floor. And I was like, guys, I'm taking off my headset. I'm like, guys, I need to put it back in. I can't. And then I saw Monty on ADS. I grabbed my mouse, just flick him, kill the other guy. And I just kept going. I just back.
Yo, bro.
Unreal.
The guy, I watched it back, like, the guy repelling ATMs, like, he got fucked. Oh my god.
It was funny. Yeah, on Border, I think it was just a slow start.
Yeah.
Like, they were just, like, doing very fast direct pushes on Border. This is very attacker-sided. And I think it took a bit too long to get into the map. Obviously, we got the attacks down pretty well. But, I can't remember what happened in the last round.
No, it happened like we had to swap. We could have swapped sides to attackers or defense because they fucked up the lobby.
Oh, yeah. They
I was like,
messed
should
the lobby up.
we go defense or attack? And then, bro, we could have won that as well. Like, we planted it. I swing through the rotate. I see a guy breakdancing on the floor, but Kanto wallbanked someone. I was like, oh, he killed him. That's why he's breakdancing. But it was actually just proning in the middle of in the hallway. It's like, huh? And he killed me.
Yeah,
I was so mad at myself.
It was just a lot of people were like just not listening. Like, I told Cryan and Spoit to go together through jail. Cryan went to main door because he said 2 people shouldn't go together, but he never said that in game. He just did it without saying it.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it was just like some miscoms and stuff.
So it goes to show it's hardly perfect, right? There are still issues that kind of creep in.
Yeah.
It's just you make less than other teams do, or if you make the mistakes you commit and somehow manage to turn them into a win.
Mm-hmm. And then on Sky, like, I think it was just for both sides. Like, when they went to execute on attack, and then when we went to execute on attack, we were just winning all of our gunfights on defense, and they were winning all of theirs on defense. And they just got luck of the draw or not luck of the draw, but they chose defense over time, so they just won because of that.
I think the whole grand final, I was just so nervous the entire thing. Like, I think we got to I think it was like 6-5. I want to say it was, and that's when I was just on cast like, oh my god, I just can't do this anymore. Like, you were toying with my heart as well as the one of all the fans as well. I couldn't stick it, but we got there in the end. My voice didn't bless it, but we got pretty far through. The big one for you two, I guess, is that you walked away as the top 2 rated players on the team throughout that grand final as well. Now, it's not at all to say that you haven't been able to achieve that before, but normally, obviously, everyone's talking about Spoy, about Crying, about Canto, and everyone forgets about these poor support and flex support players in the back line. But for you boys to have that accolade, you know, what did it mean to you guys, especially when you consider this is a win, especially for you, Leon, that you've been chasing now for so long? What did that mean to you? I know what your dad's like, for example. What did it mean to family back home as well to finally see you lift a major trophy?
Yeah, like my phone was blowing up. Like I had everyone in my family messaging me. I had like my granddad who like he didn't even know I was in Berlin. He messaged me, "Happy birthday! I'm coming round later to give you your present, your card." and then my mum told him that like I'm busy like in Berlin. And then my dad rang me, my mum was ringing me. I was getting texts from my brother, my cousin, my aunt, my nan. Everyone was messaging. But like for myself, like when you were saying like about the final, like I don't know, I feel like the last 2 years or like a few years since 2020 stage 2 when we went 0-9, like I don't think I've never felt like myself as a player since then, just because of like shit teammates, shit staff. I'm not gonna get into it here. I'll get into it on my own time. But I got pretty fucked hard by my old teammates. And I was just left as like a shell of my former self. So bringing that back, like getting it back into my old confidence, and then going huge on the final game, like it was unreal. I felt like probably the best I've played in a long time.
No, I'd agree, because I'll be honest, one criticism I've always had of you as a player is you are the most entry-hungry motherfucker in the support role I think I've ever seen. And I don't know if it was true in that final, but throughout the tournament, I was looking back at some of the games. You had the most entry engagements out of your entire team. Why? Please explain to me why.
Well, I think a lot of them come from defense. To be honest, from that
things
entry,
like that. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, like I was just thinking back on like just on Skyscraper. I think I must have won like every entry on Skyscraper defense. Like either it was a spawn peek or like peeking outside or like just getting the first engagement. I think a lot of it comes from defense, but also
I think
like some. God.
Yeah, you can go on as well.
No,
No, well, I think like most teams do direct now, and like me and Leon on the side, obviously. But like when they do direct, I know Leon is more aggressive than me, so I let him go front line. I will just be support behind him most of the time as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's a thing as well about it. And what you said as well, like me and Leon having the best stats in the final. But I remember Leon saying, every time me and Deapek are at the top of the scoreboard, something's going wrong, guys.
Yeah, it
All
normally
the
is.
time.
It normally is.
Or it's far closer than it should be, right? Because in most cases, you'd assume Spoit, Cry, and Canto are shagging people, and you guys have got nothing to do, right?
Yeah, we're normally just chilling, doing our own thing. Like Deapek will be sitting on a cam on site. I'll be trying to support like around the edge of bomb sites and like on the roam. Yeah.
Part of the fun. And coming back to it for you as well, Deapek, you've spent years in Benelux hell, as I call it. Many have kind of screamed for years now that you deserved a chance at Tier 1. You got your chance at Tier 1. You've more than proved yourself. What does it mean for you to be able to get to this stage and win a major title?
I don't know. It still doesn't feel real, to be honest, because like I had so many people messaging me as well, like from my girlfriend, grandparents, like, hey, what? Like I know my girlfriend for like 7 months, and like they all watched the game as well, and they said, "Don't ever do this to me again." I was so nervous. Like you guys almost lost. I was like, my heart. I'm 20 years older now. I was like, okay, but like with all the experience from Benelux, all the things I went through, like trialing for T1 teams, not getting picked up, I think it helped me for this final or like for this major, because like it just I had a feeling I played like ice cold, no emotions for every game now. Because like I care, but I trust my team that much that I know it's all going well in the end.
I actually
And
have a little message for you, by the way, that got sent in to me saying, tell Tom that I'm his biggest fan and that it was a pleasure working with him during our Trust Gaming days. Also, I know I was a trash coach. Do you know who that is?
Well, was it Anthony?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's Stefan. That was easy.
I mean, he was our analyst.
I'll
so...
clip that and send it to him and go, well, you weren't our coach, therefore get fucked, basically.
Yeah, I mean, he played with us at finals as well.
Mm.
And we almost lost that as well.
Fantastic. But he's very proud of you all the same. And I guess for you, you spent a long time playing with the old roster as well. Now, this is your kind of chance. Everyone's seen what Deapek can do. Are there any others that you want to give a shout out to and say these boys deserve a chance up here as well?
Yeah,
just not on Rogue. They can't take your spot.
I mean, I've played with Leon and Avash for LeonGids and Avash for a really long time. I mean, that's I think that was our problem as well, because like we've played for so long together. People like always, if they think of LeonGids, they think of the three of us because we always played together.
Yeah.
So that's why we also how do you say it? Parted away, like we all disbanded. Because like Benno said this, like you guys, if you disband, you might get an offer from T1, so or like any other team, and it's gonna be a fresh start. I think we needed that as well, every other player. And but I was lucky to get the opportunity to join Rogue because I teamed with Cryan as well, and he messaged me, and I was really happy to join the team. And I mean, I think I struggled in the beginning just to get used to other people again, because like I was like playing for so long with other people, the same people all the time. But I think it's really fun to play with this team, and it's a really good team, and I'm still learning every single day.
There's like a bit of marriage counsel I can do here as well. Leon, when you picked up Deapek, what was it about him that made you want him on the team?
Well, you know, obviously SI was was interesting. I kind of sat down with like EP, Cryan, Bernie, and I was just like, we were just like, right, we know Prano's going. We can't fucking play Vases anymore. What are we gonna do? So obviously we knew. I told them if we can't get like an IGL or a support, I can do that as a job. I don't mind doing it. I think like I was already planning on asking to step back to like second support.
Why? Out of curiosity.
I don't know. I just don't think. I felt like just as a player, because I was entry a few years ago, got moved onto support, came off of support, and just like went through all the different roles. I felt like I had a better opportunity just playing different operators, playing different way. And I think I benefit the team more if I was.
Why is there a guy in chat who's got his name as Judas Ricchetti?
I have no idea.
It's just popped up. Brilliant name. Fantastic. That, I mean, it makes sense, and you can see now how things have lined up. Again, I had those concerns about you being so entry heavy for a while, but I think, like you say, it makes sense where between attack and defense you change. And this isn't something we see, I would say, super commonly across most teams, where you're not quite the go-to entry on the defensive side, but we do see you getting out of the map and looking for those fights. Whereas on the attacking side, you are the backline support. How do you kind of alternate between those two play styles? So I guess flawlessly in a way, does it keep you from being bored playing support on the attacking side? Like, how does that work in the team? Because again, normally you'll see support players jump between playing hard breach on attack and things like smoke, mute, whatever on defense, right?
Yeah, I mean, on attack, I'm on drone like all the time. Like, I think by the time I'm off drone, there's like a minute left in the round, and I'm still in spawn. Like, it happens quite a lot on certain maps. I don't know. Like, I think that like obviously the guys just make it easy for me because they're just insane.
Yep.
Like, you know, it's really easy to drone them in, and it's really easy to find out what they need and what I need to do for them. And I think on defense, well, I was playing that smoke and stuff, but we changed our playstyle up, and now I still kind of do obviously play on site and stuff, but now I just have a better gun to hold the site.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Moving on to more about the team then, playstyle wise, thinking about it here. The now probably infamous tweet from Meepy saying that you had no strats, no scrims, no setups.
Yeah.
It all just came down to strong mental, communication and coordination. Talk me through that philosophy, because on paper, if you said 12 months ago, here's what we're building towards, people would have laughed you out the room, but it's just won a major. So talk me through that.
Well, Meepy was heavily against it at the time, actually.
And now he's
He
like, yeah, we did
hated
this.
it. He absolutely hated it so much. Basically, after the first boot camp, when we didn't qualify for Gamers 8, it was like, guys, this play style doesn't work. It's not who we are as a team. We struggle in defense and stuff. So Tristan just said, right, guys, for this scrim, you guys are just going to pick what you're comfortable with. Make the site setup really simple. Just make sure you've got like a shotgun for the roam, a shotgun for sight, and everything else, whatever. So I was like, Spoit was just playing Alibi, I was just playing Oryx. Everyone else just picking what they feel comfortable on, but also benefit in the roam. And it just worked. Like if you look at the stats, like the ratings, the KDs, everything just went like just shot up. We were winning like more defenses than we ever have done. We were just dominating the game, and was like, yeah, I think this is what we're gonna keep doing. But obviously, we kind of like streamlined it a little bit.
Did you have to be the voice of reason, Deapek, and say, don't worry, guys, I'll bring what we need. I'll play the Echo?
Not especially Echo. I just pick whatever we need most of the time. It's not Echo or like thingy. Because most of the time, Spoit only wants to play Finka. Cryan only wants to play Nuke or like
But
any
you
other
banned
operator.
Finka all of stage 2.
Yeah, because other teams crutch more on it. Spoit doesn't need it. That's the thing.
He was very vocal about hating that operator on Twitter for a while.
He's
he's
full of
like
shit.
he's like, oh, I love Alibi for like 3 months straight, and then he plays one bad scrim. Oh, she's so bad right now, guys. But like, did she get nerfed? No. But like, oh, you have to hit headshots. So I can't play it. Let me play Warden, guys. I will need him on the roam. And then I look at his monitor. He's getting flash. Doesn't put on the goggles. I was like, what are you doing? You're playing Warden.
Oh, nothing tilted me more. I'm sitting there like, guys, I need another shotgun. I'm struggling. He's like, Leon, I can't play Alibi. It's awful now. I need to play Warden or Mozzie. And I was like, shut up. Get on Alibi. I need you to do your setup.
What setup? You just told me there are no setups.
Well, obviously, he's got to make like rotates and stuff, you know?
Like you
And
say,
open a hatch or two.
there's still loose parameters that you have to operate inside of if you are going to
there's-
play
like-
that, right?
Like, obviously, there's no setup, but people have started doing their own defaults, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of what happened, yeah.
So is there genuinely very little communication on your guys' side around what needs to be done, or is it just like a slightly more polished ranked run around where you guys know loosely, okay, here's what the normal setup is for this site. We're going to go for that. We'll play the normal kind of shit. We're not going over the top with it. We're just going to make sure we get done what needs to be done, and that's it? Or is there a bit more to it than that?
There's a lot more to it than that. Like, obviously, setups can be whatever. We're sitting there, okay, who's on cams at the start of the round? Which side are they getting? Which cam died first? Okay, do we need intel for this bomb site? Okay, how are we going to stop them getting in early? How are we going to, like, figure out, like, their playstyle? And, like, round 1, round 7, like, if it's defense, you figure out their playstyle, how they're playing. We adapt to that. And then on attack, see how they're playing on defense, adapt to that as well.
It's what Warden's just said in chat, actually. A lot of this plays into the kind of thing that Seth was saying in the last podcast, because I got no doubt you guys probably didn't get the chance to watch. Super Basically was saying that the reason, or one of the reasons why he's stepping down now, is that he feels the game is moving away from strategy and a lot more into being gunners, essentially, right? He's not saying that like it's completely dead or that it won't ever come back, but as of right now, he doesn't feel his value can really be recognized. So in your guys' case, you're saying there are still discussions that go on that are strategical, but we're not sitting here with big, massive, like, setup documents showing, okay, here's where this is going to get placed precisely. Here's who's going to play this operator. Here is your route to reinforce things and open rotates, for example. Is it a bit more fluid than that, or do you have those setup sheets?
We don't have the. Well, we have the sheets if we need for like different like specific setups, but no, we don't really have them. I think it mainly comes down to IGL style then, because obviously I'm IGLing as well, and it's going better for me. But I think a lot of how we play on defense, it comes down to like just drilling into our heads like we need to, like always having intel or just be having the one up on the enemy or just pushing. Like it's just a better way to play and just always being as a team. It doesn't matter what we do, like as long as we're just as a team, like communicating how we want to play it, how we want to do it, like where we want to push. It doesn't matter what we do or how we play it.
Yeah, or I'll like play defense. You have to do it as 5. That's the thing. Or you play all passive, or you go all aggressive.
Yeah.
Reminds me of an old saying that we used to have in League of Legends, which is like apes strong together. You have a bunch of idiots all making a bad call. As long as you all commit to the bad call together, generally it can work out better than not, right? Rather than just being split between, oh, this is the right call. No, this is the right call. And that's how things very quickly fall apart. So I'm glad to see there are essentially 5 apes here all playing so well together.
Yeah, and even if it doesn't work, we move on. Like,
Yeah.
we tried, just go on.
And now we come on to a thing that's been spoken about with Rogue a number of times before, but it's always worth kind of reopening up here as well, because I had the pleasure of meeting Bernie, obviously after hearing about her a lot, actually meeting her in person. Seems like the most mature person in the room, gets bullied by you a little bit, I'll give her that, but she handles it incredibly well. Talk to me about your backroom team. Obviously you've got Meepy, you've got Tristan, you've got Bernie. Bernie is your performance coach. The other two hold the more conventional analyst and head coach roles. Many know kind of what those roles loosely entail, but don't know in any great depth necessarily what yours hold. So can you talk me through what the duties and responsibilities of those three are, where they've put their attention and focus, and ultimately how that helps you win as a team?
Do you want to take this one, or should I start?
I mean, I kind of. The thing is, you're closer to them because, like, you're the IGL, you have more meetings with them. But like,
true.
I would say like, Bunny for like personal and for the team is really good because like, I mean, Bunny's just so innocent, so she doesn't even know what's going on most of the time. So she's serious all the time. But like for the mental, it helps us a lot, and also the 5 individuals as players we have. It's like everyone is committing to it. If you have one person not trying to be mature or like work as a team, then it doesn't work out. And I think that's the strong part of our group.
What about your side, Leon?
Yeah, well, obviously I'll just start with Tristan. Easiest one to talk about.
The jester.
Analyst, has like hundreds of sheets or like data input things. You can just type in a team, gives you everything you need on them. It really makes it easy for like map bans and what we might play. He's got like this map ban predictor thing, and it's like been 100% accurate so far, so it's pretty good. Meepy, I think Meepy and Birdie work like it doesn't really show for like, I don't think even the team know it too well, but like they work quite well together because Meepy will say something about like philosophy of communication or like teamwork and stuff. We'll bring it up, talk about it, and then in a Bernie meeting, Bernie will do things in that meeting which will force people to talk about communication, or she'll like do a little game thing which brings out team play and works on chemistry and stuff. I don't think many people realize that, but like
Yeah,
the way they do it,
I've
it
seen
kind
it,
of
yeah.
bounces off of each other, and then it just naturally helps like all of us just like just have better chemistry together.
I think like when like every week we struggle on like it's not struggle or like something is like not the best part in our team, like maybe communication or like maturity by waking up, having a good schedule. So we talk about the burning meetings, what we can fix for the next week. So the schedule is a huge thing for us as well. That's what Bernie, Leon, you as well, right? Or was it mainly Bernie, Tristan?
It was mainly the coaches. I had input on it as well
Yeah,
before you guys had input on it. But
yeah.
like I think our schedule. I think actually I think that's the biggest thing probably for us is like our schedule of how we play and what we do is probably
I mean, it's
the
nowhere
biggest
near as
reason
good as
why.
heroics, obviously, right?
Obviously not. We'd love to play like 9 maps a day.
So, I mean, are you allowed to talk about that schedule? I imagine it's not some deep guarded secret, is it? Right? What does that look like? Is it quite light? Do you guys get encouraged to have a lot of downtime? Like, what? Hello, Gorg.
Yeah.
I saw you pop up in chat. Very good. Yeah, talk to us about the schedule. What's it like?
The schedule kind of promotes us to not burn out. It's intensity based. So, say for example, the hardest day of the week is a Monday, mainly because of EUL. So we put that as our hardest day on the off season. So yeah, you'd start on Saturday. It would be every day we start at midday. We'll do an hour of theory or talking about what we want to do for the day, anything like that. An hour of warm up. We'll do normally 3 or 4 maps, and that's that day done. Next day, same thing, but then we do at least 4 maps, or maybe sometimes 5. It doesn't really happen too much. And then Saturday is a 6 mapper, and then it cools off again with the 4 maps, and then the 3 maps, and then 2 days off.
Just kind of an up and down thing. You sort of building up to that level of intensity throughout the week.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing you guys kind of like really pushed about for the major is essentially, stressing not, but you didn't scrim a single map at the major, which to me sounded bonkers.
No.
But you guys always seem so. Whenever I saw you, you were very rested. You were happy. You never really looked exhausted or kind of overburdened by anything, right? It seemed more like carrying that good energy, the communication into the games because they were flowing. Given how happy you all were, that was the real kind of winning formula. No.
Yeah, I mean, Spoit and crying on like all that, like guys, let's scrim. I was like, no scrimming, no scrimming that line. They're like, why? And then obviously like we're playing Siege every day of our lives, even on our days off or after scrims are done, we're still playing Siege, like playing FPL, playing ranked if you can.
Yeah.
Deapek's playing casual with his brother. Even if you're not playing the game, you're still thinking about the game. And like when you're at those like LAN events, like those couple hours out of the tens of thousands of hours you've already accumulated aren't gonna make the difference if you win in that event or not.
No. Really, your warm up before a game is arguably the most impactful that you're going to have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% makes sense. And I guess touching on like Tristan for a second as an analyst, I do want to touch because like we don't really speak about him all that much. I know he's a bit of a clown. I'm fully aware of that. You speak about the sheets that he brings. Like, what does he do for the team alongside these sheets? Is he doing a lot of counter analysis for you? Is it more focused on your own internal stuff? Like, what is his role?
Well, we asked like them to not do counter analysis for us. Like we specifically said, we don't need counter stuff. Like there's no point in it. Every time we've tried to do it, like especially when you come into these big events, every team's changing it up. Like there's no point in doing that stuff. It's mainly just he gives us data on them, like map preferences. He's got it down to the thing of like he's got the map bans and if they decided who starts the bans and which sides they decided. All very minute things which affects how well they or how much they like a map. It's just literally pure data, other than trolling the team.
Okay.
Which is what he does so well.
Yeah,
He does.
And for me then as well, so you've got obviously Bernie's focus on the sort of performance side of things. As a quick question, was she the one who brought the whole fist bump to camera in after each round?
I don't even know.
Oh, yeah,
I think you saw it.
I can't even remember. I mean,
It feels like one of those rituals, and I love these little rituals that kind of get you back in mind. Because even though it feels so silly, but it kind of gets the reset in the mind, right? If we go again now, that's it. Last round's behind us. Into the next we go.
Did we start it when? Did we start after you joined the pick or before?
Nah, before, mate. I was like watching EO. I was like, why are you fist bumping the camera? It's like, what?
I was to say it's been so long.
Yeah, Canio's just said they did it with aces already.
Yeah, it's been so long. I can't remember who started it or why, but it was just something to just I don't know, bring the team up a bit. Even like when you're down, just like doing that, it just makes you like snap out of that shit mood you get put in.
Fair enough, makes sense. Looking towards the future then in this case, where do you guys go from here? The very obvious answer, I'm very aware, is win the November major, win SI, so on and so forth. But what do you feel you need to work on to win it all? Because no doubt what's going to happen now is, like Super said, the Sonics are already going in this direction. They want to get into a spot where the focus is on give players good guns and let them run around and win gunfights, because that's the way defenders especially have to play these days. How, without giving it all away, do you feel you can stay ahead of the curve? Is it by being better than everyone else at this particular style? Is there some innovation maybe you're starting to think about ahead of time? What is it?
Well, for me, I've already got some stuff I've been working on. I'm thinking about since because we've got like a little bit of a break now that I'm gonna bring when we get back to scrimming and stuff. In general, though, like I think we're like we were ahead of the meta in EU. But I think every team's going to start kind of trying to do this type of style. So now it's just about how to play against it and what we need to do for it,
I guess the real beauty is the flexibility of the playstyle overall, right? Is almost like you said, don't bother counter prepping because people can change one thing and you're completely screwed if you're relying too heavily on counter analysis. It's about being adaptable in the round and passing information back and forth an awful lot.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think that's one thing we're really good at is like, we notice a problem or something fails one round, we just adapt real fast. Even if like I know people say we were running a lot of the same stuff throughout the major, but those are small things that we changed, which obviously won us those rounds.
What's your take, Deapek?
I mean, how we stay ahead of the curve, I can't say right now. Most of the times, like in the game, in scrims, you notice little things. It's like picking a Maru, for example, in Oregon doesn't make a lot of sense, but like it works a lot of the times. So things like that can win you rounds and win you games. So I'm gonna be trying to find more stuff like that on other maps.
The next bullshit Echo play that we can think of.
I mean,
Be
maybe
ridiculous.
Echo, maybe any operator. I mean, Echo is really good. I've played him not on every map yet, but I will try to find some stuff.
Can't wait until you guys are the only team that runs sends every single round in stage 3.
Could be.
You just don't know. You just don't know.
No.
No. No way I'm playing. No way
Never
I'm
say-
playing a
never
free-
say-
I will
Never
do it.
say
I will
never.
do it. No worries.
That's it.
I
I've
got
sold
you.
that. I'll take credit for this as well, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Away from Rogue and away from the Major and Stage 3 and so on and so forth, what do you guys make of the new patch? Have you had a chance to play it yet? I think you guys are still on break, right? So you haven't had a chance to scrim on it yet, but what do you think looking at the notes?
To be honest, I've played the test server today just to see Ash recall, Sophia recall, and play Thermite. I was like, closing the game. This is it. But the recall, it felt a bit weird to me. I don't know what to think about it, but we probably have to play the game a bit more, like scrim, and then we're gonna give our opinion. But I think it would actually help us towards a better direction with our team, because like operators getting 1.5s that we normally play with Hollow anyway. I mean, that's a buff for us, so we don't mind.
Yeah. I was talking to Deapek before we started this. I was like, yeah, I've not even touched the test server yet. I've been so
think it's
busy
kind
with
of
everyone.
deserved.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a busy 3 weeks. Like the last person from Gids Fest just left, so yeah. I mean, looking at like watching videos from people playing and seeing the general notes, I do think like Deapek said, I think it's going to help our team in the long run. I think there's a lot of changes in there for attack and defense. Just small ones, just like optic changes and stuff, which I think I just to make it life a lot easier, and just make people more comfortable.
An interesting one is that they're taking away a lot of nades, obviously, right? There's now like 4 operators in the game that actually have nades, and you guys are a team that I won't say rely on, but heavily abused vertical nades over a lot of time. The number of rounds we just see like crying, Spoit, playing from below, especially on maps with obviously with tons of soft floors. It was the go-to. Is that going to affect you at all?
We were awful in nades.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't mean you got kills with them,
bro.
but you'd always try at least.
Crying, like,
Not
the
trolling.
worst 2 ever to use nades. Like
We joined them, and then he's like, "Oh, can you nade here?" No, we. Do you have nades, Spoit? No, I don't have nades. Crying, do you have nades? No, I have no nades. Like 1 minute
like,
in a round.
He's like, "Oh yeah, I needed this barbed wire on the stairs, and I needed the default cam or some shit." Like, it's the dumbest thing ever. Like, we just got him in the building. We're ready to open up the wall and me and Deapek to join site. He's like, "Oh yeah, no nades. Okay, let's just send it for site then." Like, I think, I think like this change, like it isn't going to affect us. If anything, it's going to make us better on defense because then we're going to stop getting naded through the floor. Like, I think Kanto, I think Kanto gets naded all the time through the floor. So yeah, having like these operators come back like Zafir, Ash, and all that, I think it's just going to be good because I don't know anyone that doesn't like the Zafir AR.
Sophia Ash is probably going to be an in thing. At least from what a few of the pros have said to me, it's just, yeah, Sophia Ash are back, and I'm just like, great. One of my least favorite metas.
I don't think so. I played Ash like, what is this? It's just same vertical recall, only the horizontal's a bit away. But like, Sophia is good, I would say. But like Ash, nah, I don't think so. Because like she still has breaching charge and claymore. Like what? Who cares? Like,
I get Thermite 1.5 and Hibana 2x. I don't mind.
Zero
and
complaints.
Buck on 6.
Oh, Buck Gone 6 is going to be mega. That and Capital, I'm honestly really excited to see how those two get picked up. I think Capital's a bit more niche, but Buck, Gone 6, hard breach gadget, obviously decent primary weapon, skeleton key. He's laughing all day long.
Yeah, going to be paid all the time.
Absolutely. Sure. And talking a little bit more about your team internally thinking about it, communication style. Obviously, Leon, you're the designated RGL. You seem to make the final calls. How much talking is there back and forth throughout the team? Any members particular quiet? Is there like 1 or 2 players that do most of the talking? How does that work?
I don't think anyone's particularly quiet on a team. I think that's one good thing about us is like we're all just wafflers. So like,
Is that a good thing if you just waffle?
I mean, it is because we've had it when when someone doesn't talk, and I'd rather someone talk too much, and then tone them down. So, yeah, I mean, like communication wise, like I think it's even if it's like that, it's still clean. It's mainly me and Deapek on defense, and I'd say it's more me and Crying on attack, because he's obviously like a lurker, so we have to kind of help him. It's always sit on my drone for Crying. It's like get on this cam.
I've heard about him being like this in ranked apparently.
Yeah, he's a real try hard in ranked. Like,
watch my cam.
Yeah, people are just trying to chill and have fun in ranked, and just be like, guys, sit on my cam. So you got to sit on it for like 30 seconds, get bored, and then just watch him die anyway.
A little bit of venom behind that one, I think, Leon.
He loves it. He doesn't know.
All right, we're into kind of a few more random questions. So by the way, chat, if you want to tune in and ask any questions here, now is a great time to start asking. Number one question from me. Do you feel or believe yourself to be the best team in the world right now, Leon?
I'd say best team in the current meta. Or with the meta we just had. I don't know how much different it's going to change with all the changes coming.
Will winning SI change that answer to yes?
Yeah, if we want SI, 100%. Obviously, because it's the biggest event. But like, I still think there's a lot for us to learn. Like, even though we won, I don't even feel like I've properly won yet. Like Deapek said,
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm just gonna come back and just scream and then just keep playing. You know, like
when do you think it'll settle in?
When I'm screaming fucking Kaneo and he flicks me, I'm like, yeah, do it at a fucking major or something.
When you can start egoing people with it, that's when you know you definitely won it. What about you, Deapek? Do you believe yourself to be the best in the world right now?
I mean, I was thinking about it as a major. Like when we won, like it was like everyone was happy, of course. Like afterwards, like we are so much better. Like when we play scrims, we are so much better anyway. Like those rounds or like maps we lost, I was like, what?
Yeah.
So I think we can play way much better anyway. I was like, can't wait for I actually want to. I was looking at the next major already. I want to win that as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of times in the finals where I was sitting there like, yeah, fucking, we're just a scrim team. Like, I'd win this gunfight in a scrim, and I could just imagine people sitting at home that got swung by me or someone on the team, going, yeah, win that in a real game. You know.
We have some improvement to do. That's good actually.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a potentially really important question. Here's one of my ones as well. What was the most important thing that you learned about yourself as individuals and as a team in Berlin? Starting with you, Deapek. Most important thing.
Oh my god. I don't even know. What a question that is.
It's deep, man. It's deep.
That I actually can perform on at the major, like at T1 level, because like that's where I was questioning myself before as well, because I didn't get picked up obviously for most teams. So I was like, am I good enough? And I mean, we won, so that felt really good for me individually.
I think for me, like knowing like the transition from going from like an aggressive just an entry, like flex player to more of a support IGL, the right decision. I think, you know, I think obviously like I can give myself praise for doing well in that, but it wouldn't work without the people I'm around. Like if no one trusted what I said, then there's no way we win like these events, you know. So yeah, knowing like the transition that I did, and knowing how well it's gone, like I'm proud of myself for that.
And I guess for you, a big thing obviously is the learning of the last 2 years. You know, feeling like you were fucked around a bit by teams, by other players, so on and so forth, to get to this point now where it feels like that sort of is over and it's Leon season. It feels pretty good, right?
Yeah, I would say like I thought before like, oh, I'm never gonna hit my peak again. After like I think it was like 2018, 2019. I was like, yeah, after like everything that's happened with like all my former teammates and coaches and whatever the fuck. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna get back up to that level. But I think like during that final after we won, I was like, I think I'm better than I ever was.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the best I've ever played. And the best I've ever performed.
LeonGids is back. Question for you from someone else in chat as well, from Henry. Where is Bruce?
He is downstairs asleep. His social battery is drained. Like, there was so many
enough
people
camera
around
time
my
for
house.
Bruce.
Yeah, so many people around my house. He was stressed out the first 2 days, and he
Aw.
started like he's actually attacked. He attacked a couple people. It was
Deserved.
funny. Yeah, I mean they were annoying him, so they
Deserved.
deserved it. Yeah,
Reasonable.
yeah, you get what you get. So.
Woven Tub asked, how the fuck does Deapek clutch so much? Like, genuinely, what the fuck? How does it happen, Deapek? I think you had like 6 throughout the tournament.
I don't know. I mean, I'm always in these clutch situations, to be honest. So.
Do you get stressed in those clutch situations, or is it total like stone cold killer?
Stone cold killer.
He is stone cold.
Because like, the round is supposed to be lost anyway, right? Because like, let me just try my best anyway. Let me try to win the round for the boys.
True.
And sometimes it works out, and it's good because like you steal the right out of the way, and they are tilted. It's like if it would have happened to us, I don't think we would get tilted, but like it's a moment like fuck, we should have won this.
Yeah.
Another question comes from Kaneo, the one that you mentioned earlier as well. From which team have you felt the most pressure whilst playing against, and like with the freedom on the roam and stuff? So when you're on defense, for example, you're out roaming, who do you feel the most pressure from, or what team surprised you with how much pressure you felt? Is there any that you thought, fuck me, they've got such a good read in us, we've just been absolutely destroyed?
I mean, the first map against Exet on Bank was just them completely countering us. That was just like, well, what the fuck do we do? Like,
they had your number.
Yeah, I mean, I've already got ideas now. Like after the game, I've already got loads of things that I'm working on already to change stuff like that. Like during the game itself, I was just like, okay, what if they brought like Carly and stuff just to specifically open up castles and all this other stuff because they're just watching the VOD. So that's probably the one for me.
Right, you're so deep. I can imagine you sat in sight for most of it on cams, but what about on the attacking side? Maybe any times you just thought, fuck, we can't draw anything, we're getting absolutely ruined here, we have no idea what to do.
Not really. I mean, we played Exit on theme park as well. That was just, I mean, there was no pressure, and then we just peeked. I was like, what are we guys? Guys, come on, just fall back, stop peeking. Next round, again, I was like, okay, just do whatever you want then. But like a team at the Berlin Major specifically, or just an EOL as well?
Any or, I guess, would be interesting. Yeah, it'd have to be the Major specifically.
I think like, I would say when we played Heroic Stage 1, Heroic Stage 1 was like, it felt like so much pressure. I don't know why. I think they played really well. Even when we scrimmed them, because like they had that new roster, right? Like, wow, these guys are really good. Because I predicted them to win the Charlotte Major as well. But
they kind of got fucked by travel and so on and so forth. They had a real rough time, bless them, in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Unlucky, I guess it happens. Go on here from Rubber Trade. We've seen a lot of recent tournament winners fall off dramatically after their big wins. TSM, SI, a great example. What are Rogue going to do? What are you going to do to ensure that doesn't happen to you?
I don't think we're going to do anything specifically to ensure that doesn't happen. We're just going to keep going with our schedule we used to. Do our I go to the gym like almost daily, picking up that routine again, and keep doing what you do in your personal life as well. And then we go back to scrimming. Should work out.
Yeah, I think overthinking that stuff is what will make you fall off.
Yeah.
So I think, like Deapek said, just getting back into our normal routine, doing what we normally do that got us into this position in the first place. Yeah, and just try to not make sure people are overthinking it and putting too much pressure on themselves, which I'm sure like Bernie and stuff will figure that out and sort it out themselves. But yeah.
On a slightly more jovial note, what's your favourite gun in the game?
AK-12, I think.
Same.
Really?
Yeah, Ace is so good.
I just win every gunfight on Ace.
Gotta play it more, mate.
I do. I play and Hibana, like any
Type
hard
89.
breach. Yeah, anything. I can play anything.
Yeah, AS v Ace.
Fair enough. Easy answer. Are there any teams in an international tournament that you'd like to play that you haven't had the chance to face off against yet?
Dog Zero.
Why?
I mean, you know, we both. I want to play against Canadian, and I don't remember if I've ever played against him. Like,
Well, someone's got to start out the rivalry, I
about
guess, haven't they? Now that Pengu's
Yeah,
retired.
exactly. We need a good old EUNA rivalry bash again. And I think, you know, having Charlotte major winners and then Berlin major winner come together for the next major in the grand final would be
That'd be amazing.
That'd be
Bro,
really good.
I think if we would play like Astralis, that would be sick as well.
Yeah, Charlotte as well. Like, there's a lot of NA teams I want to play. I've played quite a lot of Latam teams already. Yeah, a lot of the new NA teams.
Is there anything special or scary about Latam in your opinion? Because back in the old day, they were the beasts who were hyper aggressive and swung you at every opportunity. Do you think there's still anything special today?
I mean, there's still like a force to be reckoned with. Like, I think Nip's probably like the only team in Latam that's like slow. Because when we played against them, it was like, fuck me, it's 2 minutes 30 and they're still outside the map. But like against FaZe and that, yeah, I mean, I think they kind of play similar to us in a way. So yeah.
Fair enough. And what map is your favourite to play in the game?
Sky or Bank.
Are you sick and tired of Bank now, Deapek? Being drone bitch for the team on Echo.
Nah, I don't mind. It's good. It's funny because like every time I do the same thing, but like we keep getting away with it, so I don't mind.
Teams never shut it down, right?
Yeah.
Is
like,
Bank your favourite or?
I like Sky as well because like I can play aggressive as well a bit on that map. So
Can you boys pick it a bit more then, please? It's my favourite map to cast. We've got something good going on here.
Stop banning against us then.
I know. It's a problem.
We played like twice in the major, and the one was in the final. People were just scared to take us to it.
Understandably, that and Bank. I mean, Bank is kind of more played by a lot of other teams, so it feels like they're more happy to take you there. Although you guys are very, very confident on that map anyway, right?
Yeah, I think the only time other than like exit, I think the only other time we lost it at the major against Nip was like our own doing. It was just we were trying to change things, and that's what made us lose.
I mean, even aim-wise that map, I remember like so last round, like someone jumped with Falk outside of the windows, killed me and Kento. Crime was outside ATMs, and I was just spectating him, and he aimed with his movement. He didn't even move his mouse, so it was like he missed everything. I was like, oh no, this is really happening. And then he got killed as well. I was like, okay. I mean, that map was like not good.
Yeah, that was a one-off for sure.
Gazra had a question about the XZ semi. Maybe I don't know if you remember this deep, but I noticed they used their last ban to ban Theme Park instead of, say, Oregon. Do you think they were worried you'd figure them out in Theme Park after losing to them on that map already?
I don't know what they were doing. Honestly, I mean, I 100% expected Theme to be one of the free maps. I don't know why they didn't pick Theme. Took us to Oregon instead. I think maybe they thought they could counter us better on Oregon, but
We played them before in Oregon and we beat them. So I don't know. Like, I mean, we did weird shit on Oregon. Let's be honest, on attack.
Yeah,
I just picked Amaru 3 times. Just do different things, rotate all the time. They had no idea what was happening.
A little bit of trolling, love it.
It is funny because when Deapek did that first in the screen, I was like, Deapek, you're just trolling, man. Dude, he's just picking it every round. I was like, just stop trolling. And he's like, no, it's good.
Now here we are.
Yeah.
A good one for Spinksy that looks towards the future a little bit as well. How do you feel about the upcoming stage? Who are you looking forward to playing? Is G2 going to get their revenge with a winky face at the end? Who are going to be the risers and fallers in your opinion? Without leaking roster changes.
Yeah, we're going to wait for some roster changes, so
I mean,
I'll wait for that.
I think outsiders will do a lot better this stage. I wanna get revenge on Wolves for losing against them last stage. Let's think. Yeah, I think Secret stay in the mud. I think Pones will do better this stage. To be honest, I think they were very close to last stage to doing well. I think they've kind of figured out their own like playstyle and stuff, but obviously they're having a hard time with Org and that. I think they might even. I think Na'Vi might even take their spot in the bottom 2 maybe,
Mm.
and how well they do. Other than that, though, I don't really know.
I don't think anyone can predict stage correctly in the
Yeah.
beginning. Like every
It's
time,
gonna be
it's
impossible.
so different.
Every time I hear, oh, this team's destroying everyone in scrims, and it comes into the stage and they're not. Or this team's going to be crap and actually end up finishing mid-table, for example. It can be so up and down, right?
Yeah, it could be anyone there. It could be anyone in the top 4.
D-Mod
It
Dan
would
said,
definitely be us.
hopefully not. just want to watch Roleplay Club forever so I can watch Deapek yo-yo his Echo drone out a strip drone hole and get away with it.
Oh,
I feel like
funny 'cause
that
Fresh said the
change was
opposite.
just so ridiculous. But he doesn't want to see it anymore.
He said, if you play club again, I'm going to kill you. I was like, okay.
He's not so convinced by your club. That's why he doesn't think you're that good at it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he was telling me the other night when he was a bit intoxicated.
Oh, is he going off, was he? He's deeply passionate about this, more surprisingly so than ever imagined he would be. But you can just say to him, mate, just go and look at map 5 at the grand final.
Yeah, I will. I will next time.
It's all you got to point at. It's all you got to
I
point
haven't
at.
spoken to him since. I don't even know if he's alive.
He's all right. I can guarantee you he's all right. But before we fully wrap up then, any kind of closing thoughts you guys have got on the major, the future for you boys, anything you're particularly excited about? Leon, you can go first.
I think I'm just excited to play again.
Have you got the itch to get back in scrims and start playing again?
Like I obviously, like I said, like I don't think like win is fully hit, and I just want to grind and win another major, win the SI, and then do it all again. Then I could be like, yeah, I think I've done enough in Siege now. You know?
That's
Hopefully not
enough.
retiring. Hopefully not.
We're gonna win SI, mate.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm gonna win it.
Oh.
Once I win it twice, I'll be like, you know what?
I think 3
I've
times.
proven.
Yeah, you got to be one better than Penga. You got to win it 3 times back to back.
Yeah, true. But I mean,
True.
yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy, like how different things are, like just small things. Like I don't even know what to say really. Yeah.
It's just like I also want to get back in scrimmage. Like everyone just enjoys being together. It's like
Yeah, I miss my boys.
Yeah.
I miss everyone.
Aww.
no one hates each other, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Even when
And
there's
every
disagreements,
time-
it's all out of love.
Everyone shows
Yeah.
up on time as well. It's really good.
Like when we're together, we just have fun all the time. It's so funny. Like
Yeah.
we just every scrim we laugh so hard, so funny.
Well, that's part of the fun, right? It's like you guys keep on saying about not burning about having fun, being given a good gun, going out for a field day around the map, and so far no one has yet been able to crack it. Outside of the odd map here and there, but it's not been convincing from any real team, I don't think. So stage 3 is where all eyes are now on you guys. You are the current champions, and people want to prove that they can bring down the champions as well. So I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting... yeah, let's not say anything about that. It's going to be a very interesting stage 3, no doubt, and I really hope to see you boys taking top spot as well. I think you deserve it at this point, but Wolves are nearby. G2 will be re-strengthened as well. No doubt there should be a lot more competition coming out of EU come the next major as well, which would be great for everyone to see.
Yeah.
But with all that said, that's just time for us to wrap up, boys. Thank you so much. It's been a good hour and a half as well. Always good to talk to the winners. Maybe we'll do it again in 3 months' time, assuming you don't fall short in second place or any lower. Fingers crossed on that front. But again, thank you for coming on. Really look forward to seeing what you boys can do next time, and hopefully get to speak to you again soon.
Yeah, it's been really fun to get back into some Siege stuff and talk to the boys again. Obviously, I only saw you a couple of days ago, Des, but yeah, thanks for having me on.
In a very different alcoholic state, yes.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that here.
And Deapek, you could just keep on shining and showing the world how to play Echo, right? I tell you what, if there's a massive pick rate increase in Echo all of a sudden, we know exactly who caused it.
My bad,
Yeah.
guys. My bad.
Well,
No,
can't wait to see either way then. But everyone else who's tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back again probably next week, I think is the intention. There are a couple of people I want to get on before the stage starts. A couple of things are currently unannounced that need to be announced before I can get guests on. But when it is done, we'll definitely be speaking to those people very, very soon. For now, thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Good night.